When you think of great maritime empires, what comes to mind? Rome, Venice, the British Empire? What if I told you that for centuries, a powerful and sophisticated network of city-states thrived along the East African coast, controlling the trade routes of the Indian Ocean? This wasn't just a collection of small towns, it was a vibrant civilization that connected Africa to Arabia, Persia, India, and even distant China. Today, we journeying back in time to rediscover the forgotten trade empire of Somalia and its legendary port cities. Our story begins in the land the ancient Egyptians called Punt, a mysterious and wealthy kingdom they revered as the land of the gods. For over 1,000 years, from around 2500 BCE, Egyptian pharaohs sent grand expeditions to Punt to acquire precious goods, frankincense, myrrh, gold, ebony, and exotic animals. While the exact location of Punt is still debated by historians, many scholars believe its core territories lay in modern-day Somalia, thanks to the region's unique abundance of aromatic resins. Imagine fleets of Egyptian ships navigating the Red Sea, guided by the stars, to reach these bustling Somali ports. The trade was so vital that it was immortalized in detailed reliefs, like those in the Temple of Queen Hatshepsut, which depict the voyages in stunning detail. This wasn't just commerce, it was a sacred exchange, laying the very foundation for millennia of international trade in this strategic corner of the world. As the age of pharaohs waned, new powers rose, but the Somali coast remained a crucial hub. The Romans, with their insatiable appetite for luxury, knew this region as the Regio Aromatica, a fascinating Greco-Roman travel guide from the 1st century CE. The Periplus of the Erythraean Sea provides an incredible snapshot of this era. It describes a series of thriving market towns along the Somali coast, each with its own ruler and specialized trade. The most famous of these was Opone, a city that historians widely identify with the modern-day Hafin. According to the Periplus, Opone was a massive trading hub, exporting cinnamon, tortoise shells, and enslaved people, while importing everything from Roman wine and tin to fine textiles. The city's merchants were sophisticated negotiators, dealing with captains from across the known world. This wasn't a primitive backwater, it was a cosmopolitan center of global commerce, a vital link in the chain that connected the Mediterranean world with the riches of the East. The fall of Rome did little to slow the momentum. In fact, the medieval period saw the Somali coast enter its golden age. With the rise of Islam in the 7th century, a new cultural and religious wave swept across the Indian Ocean. Somali sailors and merchants, already seasoned world travelers, embraced the new faith, which further strengthened their trade ties with the Arabian Peninsula, Persia, and beyond. This era gave birth to the Sultanate of Mogadishu, a name that still resonates today. Founded around the 10th century, Mogadishu became one of the wealthiest and most powerful city-states in the entire region. It wasn't just a port, it was a metropolis. Imagine a city with grand stone mosques, multi-story houses with courtyards, and a bustling harbor filled with dhows from every corner of the ocean. Mogadishu minted its own currency, a clear sign of its sovereignty and economic might. Its merchants were renowned for their business acumen, and its scholars made it a center of Islamic learning. The famous 14th century traveler Ibn Battuta visited Mogadishu and was blown away by the city's hospitality and wealth. He described being greeted by dignitaries, feasting on lavish meals of camel meat, rice, and tropical fruits, and witnessing a level of urban sophistication that rivaled any city he had seen. The Sultan of Mogadishu, he noted, was a powerful ruler who commanded immense respect. Mogadishu was the shining jewel of the Somali coast, a testament to a civilization at its absolute peak. But Mogadishu wasn't alone. Further south, the port of Merka also flourished. It served as a key agricultural center and was another important stop on the maritime trade route. Then there was Barawa, or Brava, which was famous for its skilled artisans, particularly its weavers who produced high-quality textiles sought after across the ocean. Together, these cities, along with others like Xyla in the north, formed what's known as the Benadir Coast, a string of pearls, each city independent yet interconnected through a shared culture, religion, and, most importantly, trade. They created a powerful economic bloc that controlled the flow of goods for centuries. Gold from the Zimbabwean plateau, ivory from the African interior, spices from the East Indies, it all passed through these Somali ports. They weren't just middlemen, they were the masters of the Indian Ocean trade network. So what happened to this great maritime empire? Like all empires, its decline was complex. The arrival of the Portuguese in the late 15th century marked a dramatic turning point. Armed with superior naval firepower and a ruthless desire to control the spice trade, Vasco da Gama and his successors sought to bypass the traditional Muslim-controlled routes. They saw the wealthy Somali city-states not as trading partners, but as rivals to be conquered. The Portuguese attacked and sacked several cities, including Barawa and Mogadishu, disrupting the delicate balance of trade that had existed for centuries. Their goal was to establish a monopoly, and their violent incursions inflicted deep and lasting damage. Alongside foreign invasion, internal factors also played a role. Shifting trade routes, competition from other powers, and internal conflicts among the sultanates began to weaken their collective strength. The centuries of prosperity began to fade, and the great stone cities slowly fell into decline. Their magnificent buildings crumbled, and their stories were buried by the sands of time, largely forgotten by the wider world. What was once a vibrant nexus of global culture and commerce became a historical footnote. Today, the legacy of these ancient port cities is a powerful reminder of Somalia's rich and deeply cosmopolitan history. Archaeologists are still uncovering coins from Ming Dynasty China, pottery from Persia, and beads from India in the ruins of these coastal towns. These artifacts are tangible proof of a time when Somalia was a confident and outward-looking civilization, a major player on the world stage. The story of Opone, Mogadishu, and the Benadir Coast is not just a tale of wealth and trade. It's a story of resilience, innovation, and cultural exchange. It's a crucial, yet often overlooked, chapter in both African and world history. By remembering this forgotten empire, we gain a fuller, more accurate understanding of the forces that have shaped our interconnected world. Thanks for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the hidden corners of history. See you next time.